these guys know they're doing something wrong.
You to tell me that I don't give a about something, you dumb. If you were one of the people in the comment section saying you hate my girlfriend, don't watch me. But at the same time, again, when I do share my opinion on certain touchy subjects like this, and then I start receiving death threats, and so does she, I'm done. I'm not talking about it anymore.
Recently, it seems like Joe Bartolozzi's fans have all turned against him, as he's come out rejecting a part of his fan base that seems to be upset about his political opinions, along with the fact that he has a girlfriend who doesn't share the same opinions as them. It gets pretty complicated.
Yeah.
I respect women. That being said, and I will say some women, you know, when it comes to, and I sent a post out about this on Instagram, when it comes to logic and sense, women come up short. They deal.
She's in heels. Stand next to me. I'm taller. She's 5'9" without shoes. I'm 6'1" without shoes. Everybody was saying, oh, well, he wasn't that much taller. Oh, are you lying about your height? Dude, 5'9" versus 6'1". Can you stop? 5'9" versus 6'1" is 4 inches.
I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him.
I'm not taking no risk. I'm not. I'm guessing she's lesbian. What's that pride flag on the thing? She an Eagles fan? Fuck. Eagles game yesterday. Who beat? You know, she's an Eagles fan. Eagles just be clutching up every single time. Watch. She's an Eagles fan. Okay, so why is everyone like hating it? If you got a MAGA boyfriend, I feel bad for you.
I feel bad for you, son. I got.
A bitch in one. Basically, call it the MAGA guys. Basically, you know, calling all the MAGA guys. What do you call it? A bit bitches. People realize that Joe is also liberal. It's insane. And Brooke ate what? Yeah, real shit. Trump supporters. So just all her content is basically making fun of those guys.
Then truly sad when you look into it, because it's just a man trying to have fun on the internet with a bunch of people now sending death threats to him and his significant other purely because they share different views. And no matter how many times he points out how he truly feels, people are just taking his word, not even listening to them, and giving their own opinions on what he's actually saying. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself, so why don't we start from the very beginning with who even is Joe Bartolozzi for anyone that's unaware, and how did he get in the situation in the first place?
Make it a thing to start changing smoke detectors so I don't have to hear the constant whenever I'm at somebody's house, because this is insane. Why do you not change it? It takes 10 seconds. If I'm at your house and I hear I'm telling my friends, give me your PP3 battery, bro. Give me a PP3 battery and a goddamn air, and I'm gonna go and put that back in. Quick reload, dude. Press R. At that point, you're just gonna let your house burn to the ground. How do you have that happen? How do you have that beep for 4 months? 4 months, you just let it sit there and
For anyone who's unfamiliar with who Joe Bartolozzi is, he used to be a TikTok creator who made yapping style content, screaming at the top of his lungs over the most mundane things that are going on, or just talk about problems that are going on with his life, personal stories, and things of that sort. After he amassed a big following, around 1 million followers on TikTok, he transitioned into doing Twitch, and now he's more of a live streamer slash YouTuber as he streams on Twitch and uploads any of the clips slash VODs to his YouTube channel for individual videos. And recently he's gone under a bit of a controversy, not only because of the things that he said, but mainly because of people not liking the things his girlfriend said and wanting him to associate her opinions with his opinions and actually X her out of his life. It seems pretty complicated when you really think about it, but it all started with the Charlie Kirk situation and him giving his thoughts about it.
And then on terms of takes too, this is like one of those situations where with the Charlie Kirk, you're gonna see every take under the sun, right? From people being entirely unapologetic to saying that he should have, which is, I would say, insane, to the other side, which I also say is insane, of people relating him to Jesus Christ himself. Like, that is the two ends of the spectrum that you will see on both of these. And I think if you want my take, I think regardless of how I perceive Charlie Kirk, right, I don't agree with him politically. I think the assassination of anybody is obviously wrong. Right. I don't think, even if I don't like him, that he should have died. Right.
I want to make it very clear. It's not like he championed Charlie Kirk's death or anything. He just gave how he felt about the situation, which didn't in any way, shape, or form make it seem like he was happy that someone had passed away. But that didn't really matter. We're in the digital age of hating. I mean, you're literally watching a video of me explaining why a ton of people hate Joe Bartolozzi. People just want something to hate on. And because it seemed like they couldn't hate on Joe for his take, even though some people did because it was pretty mild, they went after his girlfriend instead, whose entire content is mainly around political topics and conversations just like this. And she was way more outspoken of how she felt, even reposting certain things talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination, which caused her and him to get hate simultaneously, with some people even coming into Joe's comment section talking about how his girlfriend has him on a leash and talking about how she has him whipped.
I saw a comment the other day and it really got to me, pissed me off. I talked about the Charlie Kirk situation. I think I had a very modest take on it, and there was a lot of people that were about me in the comments of like specific random shorts. I just gotta say, there was like one guy that was like, Joe doesn't care about his chat or the things they go through. He just I'm like, who the f are you to tell me that I don't give a f about something, you dumb? Number one, I want to say that. Number two, if you were one of the people in the comment section saying you hate my girlfriend, don't watch me. I just gotta say that. I know my girlfriend's political. I know you might not agree with her. If you're gonna talk to my girlfriend, I don't like you. I don't like you. Know that, right? I don't give a f if you don't like my girlfriend's political takes. F you, right? Go fist yourself. I gotta say that. I don't care if you're a fan of me. If you're gonna make, you realize like that, and there were so many people that were like, bro, he's just a shill, like she's got him on a leash. No, I just agree with my girlfriend. And secondly, even if she did, she is my ride or die. She's my girlfriend. That's how that works in life, man.
Don't get me wrong, a lot of content creators love their fan base. I mean, they literally wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for you guys. Even me, I love my fans. I love seeing the comments y'all make, replying to y'all, and seeing what thoughts I might have on certain videos I make on how I can even improve. But having this much of an input on a content creator is literally insane, especially when it comes to their personal life. It's something they didn't even ask you to give input on in the first place. It is just weird and odd behavior that definitely needs to be corrected. And I don't understand how you can get this parasocial to the point where you could think that Joe's relationship is him being with because he agrees with his girlfriend. It only makes sense. That's probably why they're dating. They agree on a lot of topics, and even politically, it would make sense that they would agree as well. And you would think for this to be that big of an issue, his girlfriend must have had some outrageous take. It must have been something insane campaign, and that caused a lot of people to truly be upset, when that's literally not even the case at all. She even recently had to make a video clarifying how she truly felt because people were misconstruing her words.
Nobody should die because of their political opinion. We should not be supporting gun violence or political violence. We cannot condemn gun violence in one scenario while condoning it in another. However, how you die does not redeem how you live. That is all I'm going to say.
Even with her response right there on how she truly feels, people heard that, let it go through one ear and right out the other. Even with Joe's original take on the situation, not even happy about the situation, not saying that people should be championing it, and not saying people should be happy about it, not even telling his audience, well, who cares, just make fun of him all in my chat, none of that. Yet people still took that and made it seem like it was a bad thing of what she said, and it was a bad thing of what he said, to the point where they were going on massive hate raids for his chat, his DMs, all of that, purely because they didn't like what his girlfriend was reposting and saying. But in all reality, it was nothing but what everybody else was saying. And if you've done any research on this Charlie Kirk topic, you know that on the two ends of the extreme, they are nowhere near close to either of them, because it can get so much worse with these mild takes that they are just
crazy racist, or it could be a gay, fair, oh, I would say racist, maybe something like that. A weirdo.
saying. And obviously, because of all that,
So what philosophy taught me? It's like the golden mean. Golden mean is a balance between recklessness and cowardness, which is courage. Aristotle, that was Aristotle's message, something like
the
that.
hate and backlash that Joe was getting all of a sudden, he went back on stream the very next day and talked about the situation more in depth. And it seemed like to a normal person, he was just repeating himself when he really shouldn't have to.
Political comments that comes to join the concept. Recently, you said how if you hate my girlfriend, don't watch me, which is fair. What if I don't disagree with her politically, especially with the recent disrespect towards the Charlie Kirk assassination not sitting right with me? It's not disrespect. The amount of people that it's disrespect towards the said how
Repeating himself when he really shouldn't have to.
political comments that comes to join the concept. Recently, you said how if you hate my girlfriend, don't watch me, which is fair. What if I don't disagree with her politically, especially with the recent disrespect towards the Charlie Kirk assassination not sitting right with me? It's not disrespect. The amount of people that somebody already clipped another fucking thing of it. Brooke never condoned the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and people were like, she reposted stuff about it, and I'm like, no, she reposted stuff basically saying that she's not mourning his loss, but that it's still fucked up that he got shot, right? Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. The people that are like, fuck you, fuck your girl,
They were they were literally putting clips of what, boom, cut clips, like some of the empathy stuff. I don't condone. They say, like, I don't believe in empathy. So people just spam that in the chat. But literally, watch clips, half of it, after when he talks about sympathy, somehow that part is just cut.
girlfriend, you fucking cock. I'm like, okay, don't watch me. You know, and then people are saying that I would like support the death of him. I'm like, I don't support political violence or gun violence by any means. I never said that, and neither did she. So I don't know why people are pulling that out of their ass. I think they just need something to attack because they don't like the liberal media take. She did repost videos that were basically like talking about the things that he didn't agree with.
It seems like we're going around and round in circles. Each clip I show you is literally a new chatter or a new person or the very next day, and it just seems like Joe is repeating the exact same thing over and over again. In all reality, that's really what it is. Because while these chatters may be donating to him and be fans and supporters of him, they aren't really supporters of what he feels and what his ideals actually are. At least that's what it seems like. Because unless he's saying exactly how they feel, they seem like he is just turning turning into a different person because his girlfriend is feeling the exact same way as him on some of these topics. They have to find someone to point some finger at somebody or why they wouldn't be sharing the same opinion as Joe Bartolozzi. Mind you, Joe is somebody who makes his political takes or a lot of his opinions very clear on his streams. People have the option to donate to him to have him talk about certain honest matters. That's what you've seen happen most of the time. Yet someone is finding something new to be angry about when in all reality he has not said anything different, yet as he said, clarified the situation over and over and over and over again to no avail and to no different opinions, but people just coming on hating on him more and more. And not just him, but his girlfriend, because they feel like that's the reason for why he feels this way, why they're not sharing the exact same opinion. It's parasocialness and just weirdo-ness online to a whole nother level. It doesn't make any real sense because, again, as I was telling you, Joe is pretty open about how he feels, and he's open about this on every single topic, even posting videos like that on his YouTube channel clarifying how he feels on some of these topics. So it makes no real sense why people are coming here getting mad at him and getting mad at his girlfriend to the point of sending literal threats to them because they disagree on a topic when the topic they're talking about.
I think because you disagree with them, it's kind of still weird. That's weird. Unless I don't 100% agree with what you think. Weird as hell, bro.
Literally is meant to be about how people can have differences in opinions but not wish death upon people.
I am never speaking about that again. Okay? Don't ask me. If you send me a dono about it, I'm not reading it. Because the more and more I talk about it, and I'm not even saying anything different. If anything, I'm kind of trying to clarify that I'm not condoning gun violence or political violence whatsoever, and neither is my girlfriend. And the more I say that, the more people are going, no, he likes that. And I'm like, dude, you're not even listening to what I'm saying. So I'm done talking about it, okay? I don't want to fucking share my take on it anymore. And I'm not going to not share my political take on because obviously I think it's somewhat important for me to share my opinion to an audience that is receptive of that. But at the same time, you don't have to agree with me. But at the same time, again, when I do share my opinion on certain touchy subjects like this, and then I start receiving death threats, and so does she, and we're dealing with that. I'm done. I'm not talking about it anymore.
I think this is a classic case of parasocial fans going way too far and imprinting how they feel about something onto Joe Bartolozzi, when in all reality, he just feels something completely different. It should be sad, but it shouldn't happen because, again, Joe is someone who makes how he feels very clear and allows people to, again, donate so we can hear about how he feels about certain topics. So unless you're just letting those things go in one ear and out the other, which I think a majority of these people are, and putting the blame on why he would feel something on another person, you should be very much aware of how he sits politically and how he feels about certain issues. And if you disagree and are trying to force him to feel a certain way, not only is that not going to work, but it's going to get you ostracized. aside from his community, because he's literally gonna build a community of people that also agree with him and look at you weird when you start saying certain views that he obviously does not agree with, or just straight out lying about how he feels. It's gonna make you look like the weirdo, because you are, as a weird parasocial viewer, and make him not want to talk about the topic anymore, like you just saw right there. And going to the extent of sending threats to him and his girlfriend are so unnecessary, and I feel like I've talked about that multiple times on this channel. It's odd and weird and nothing that anybody should be doing, because this is just the internet at the end of the day, with people giving opinions. You don't need to go that far over something that somebody thinks. You need to get a life and do literally anything better with it. And overall, I hope that, you know, Joe does continue making good content, because it's a pretty funny guy and a normal dude who just has fun on the internet. And I hope that this situation doesn't stop him from wanting to do that, or deter him from talking about certain topics because of how weird people may be. But at the end of the day, that